Toyota Center. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, yes, we are ready for takeoff.
And Ed, the Rockets are flying high. They keep feeding the beard or feeding the streets. Either way, this is a lethal backcourt.
It's been a launching pad for threes and so much more. Let's get ready for the tip. Jay, these two rosters as good as any assembled in the NBA over the last decade plus, and you can imagine the pace is going to be so critical in this one tonight.
Both teams lead the league in points per game. It will come down to which team can execute towards the end in the half court. But Ed, Kevin Wayne Durant is the difference maker, and let me tell you why. So many people have been talking about this is a different type of Kevin Durant. He's not the nice guy anymore. I like the fact that Kevin Durant has become somewhat defiant against authority. I like the fact that him and Draymond Green are two of the top 10 players in the league as far as technical fouls drawn. I like that nastiness. That could be the difference between this team winning the Western Conference Finals and winning the whole thing.
Warriors with 4 to shoot. 2 points to the board.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Harden to Anthony. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
Yes, Klay Thompson. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Harden with the basketball. Trailing by 4. Anthony to Harden. Curry into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Green. Goes to the left side. Durant. Nice pass to get things going.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
To Paul.
Ed, you ready for another fun fact about the Houston Rockets?
Let's do it.
Okay, the team was established in 1967 and was given the name the Rockets because San Diego was the home to many space-age manufacturers. When the team eventually moved to Houston, the name still fit, giving Houston's association with NASA.
Wow, so Houston, we have a problem, all of that associated with space? Who knew?
Are you saying that because Carmelo Anthony's in town?
No, Apollo 13.
Oh, okay.
Down low, Green. Shot from the lane won't go.
And a lot of times in this league, teams take days off. But if this defense keeps maintaining that style of pace defensively, this is going to be a dog.
Bam! Jay, no question. There's an unspoken bond there.
Just on the same wavelength. And how about this? Sometimes a bad pass is a great pass when you have somebody as athletic as that can catch that anywhere and slam it down.
Thompson to Curry. Here comes the screen. Klay Thompson picked up by Carmelo Anthony. Yes, Klay Thompson. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Here comes the screen. Harden matched up with Damian Jones. To Paul. Lets it fly from long range, and CP3 knocks it down from 3. Jay, he's played for a number of teams in the Western Conference, no less. What do you make of Paul and his willingness to embrace a challenge?
Well, for the first 12 years of his career, he was ball dominant. The ball was forced to be in his hands every possession because nobody else, other than CP3, could make a play. Now there's a shared responsibility with the playmaking skills, and that only allows him to play looser, to play freer, to play more like he played in college, hunting his own shot and thinking pass second, score first.
Paul matched up with the 2-time MVP. Count the basket at the rim.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
To Durant. Fires the 3. That's a dangerous spot. Kevin Durant wide open. He nails it.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the 3.
Paul driving, but he can't connect.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Paul across the timeline. Now down 6. Spinning shot. Won't fall.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player a short arm shot.
KD with the rock. Knocks it down from mid-range.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Nothing going here on that drive. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Steph Curry picked up by Paul. To Durant. Curry. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
And so much of the shot is before the shot even occurs. As a defense, make him do things he's uncomfortable with. Stay up on him, make him catch the ball.
Whoa!
Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Nene. Shot by Paul won't go. Warriors last year had to go on the road, winning Game 7 at Houston to take the West. Jay, you know Steve Kerr wants to see his team play better at home, make sure they get a home court advantage.
Especially because this is the last year at Oracle Arena. And when you have a team that can play with a sense of urgency that is as talented as this Golden State Warriors team is, you better watch out. They slacked off last year. They were 29-12 at home. Now, that's a pretty amazing record at home, but let me tell you why they slacked off. The 3 years prior to that combined, they were 114-9. I think we're going to see that Golden State Warrior team from those years instead of the one from last year.
Durant here against P.J. Tucker. To Shaun Livingston. 5 to shoot for Golden State. Kevin Durant. That's now 5 in a row without a single miss. What more does this guy have to prove?
He has everything to prove because he's not trying to prove it to you behind the screen, watching this game, playing this game. He's trying to prove it to himself, Kevin Durant, every day that he is the greatest to ever put on an NBA uniform.
Warriors have the basketball. Harden in possession. Down 8. Paul takes aim at Livingston. And the rebound taken down by Bell. Durant against Harden. Bell to Durant. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let him know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
Kevin Durant, couple of free throws on the way. Career 88% from the line. First free throw is good.
For Golden State, number 9, Andre Iguodala. Subbing in for Houston, number 10.
Goes 2 for 2. Paul into the front court, trailing by 10. The basket. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Chris Paul at the line for 2 shots. A career 86% from the line. Can't connect on the first free throw. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Kevin Durant with the rock. From the painted area, won't go down.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Curling inside. On the drive, it's Paul, but his shot stays out.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
And see, this is simple. This is where the PG pulls the bigs over to the side and says, we can't allow that to happen. You need to be an enforcer down low.
Here comes the screen. Gordon against the former Finals MVP. Drive from the baseline, but it won't go down.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off 2 legs and expect the contact.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. A drive down the lane, but the shot stays out, and Livingston able to secure the rebound. Iguodala to bring it up. The lead is 11. Off the mark. Paul into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Capella. Yes! And a foul. Hell of a chance at a 3-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Clint Capella at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 48% free throw shooter. Missed the foul shot. Quinn Cook matched up with Carter Williams. To Durant. For 3 and drains it.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Deep right corner. Nothing going here on that drive. Carter Williams to Paul. Driving right to the basket. Shot from in close, no good.
Woo, I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt.
Oh, Draymond with the putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Jay, last year, Rockets 65-17. Good for #1 record in the West. What's going to be good enough this year for the Rockets to get to the NBA Finals?
Well, you need CP3 to be healthy. If he's healthy, you can make an argument that the Rockets may have won the Western Conference Finals against the Golden State Warriors. But also, I think James Harden needs to continue to build on his play in the playoffs in particular. Everybody knows about how great he was during the regular season. But those last 6 games against the Golden State Warriors, he really struggled from the three-point line. He shot 37% during the regular season. He shot 20% in the Western Conference Finals.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. The drive, right to the basket, and he'll head to the line.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximum effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
Eric Gordon has got 2 shots coming. A career 81% free throw shooter. First one goes down.
Number 2, Brandon Knight. Subbing in for Warriors, number 2, Jordan Bell.
And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. To Thompson. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short. Gordon with it. They can go 2 for 1 if they hurry. From long range. Great defense, forcing the miss. The follow won't go either. Warriors have the basketball. Quinn Cook matched up with Capella. Thompson. Not that time. He misses. Can't connect from inside. Deep three at the buzzer. That'll do it for the first quarter. The Warriors enjoying some breathing room right now. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Curry into the front court. The advantage is 13 points. Down to 5 on the 24. Beyond the arc for 3. Shot off the mark. Good defense. Gordon with it. His guys currently down by 13. Count the basket inside.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Curry has it. Knocks down a tough shot. Now a smothering defense.
When I played, and I see guys do this all the time, when you shoot, the target isn't the basket. The target is actually before you even go into the shot. The target are your hands defensively. If your hands are down and you give me clear vision towards the bucket, that shot's definitely going up.
Gordon sizing up Iguodala. Here comes the screen. To Capella. Oh, emphatic slam.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Iguodala sizing up Eric Gordon. To Curry. Going to launch beyond the arc. No good. That's great defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Brandon Knight sizing up Jordan Bell. Here comes the screen. Carter Williams. Down low, Capella. Throws it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Number 2, Brandon Knight.
Possession lies with Golden State. Curry. Down for Iguodala. The pass set it all up.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
To Capella. Tough make through traffic.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
Here's Curry with it up top. The lead stands at 9. Here comes the screen. Steph Curry defended by Tucker. To Green. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Curry, he engulfed him that time.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Here comes the screen. 5 to shoot. Fires the three. Good for 3.
Ugh, did you see the way the ball came off his hands? Not the best form in the world, but it is where it is. Count it. Maybe just don't count on it all the time.
Jay, you know the Warriors love challenges. As they go for a three-peat, why not try and incorporate the personality and presence of a DeMarcus Cousins?
Well, if there's anybody up for the challenge, it will be a head coach who's had multiple years in dealing with one of the hottest players, when I mean personality, hottest players in the league, in Draymond Green, and that's Steve Kerr. And look, DeMarcus Cousins is going to come back on this team probably after All-Star break, and I think he'll have a chance to really add another versatile piece. But in the interim, I think a guy like Jordan Bell is going to be huge. There's no more JaVale McGee in this squad, but a guy like Jordan Bell or Kevon Looney can give them the length and the intimidation of what they need down low on the blocks.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Quinn Cook, defended by Knight.
For Golden State, number 35, Kevin Durant.
Durant. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
You can forget about it when he uses that 7'5" wingspan to attack the bucket.
To Anthony. He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Iguodala, defended by Melo. The screen sets him up for 2.
Oh, don't see the read, be the read.
And now Houston has the basketball. Gordon against the KG veteran Iguodala. Driving right to the basket. Right down the lane, but the shot won't go. Draymond Green, guarded by Carmelo Anthony. Here comes the screen. To Durant. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. To Green. Here's a chance from long range. And Draymond Green thrives in these spots. Hand in his face, he still knocks it down.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Here comes the screen. Anthony, tough matchup against Durant. To P.J. Tucker, Anthony. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. 4-3. Always has a chance for Tucker, but not that time. To Durant. Down to Green. And stuffs it home. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
To Anthony. Here comes the screen. To Anthony. Lets it fly from long range. That's off the side of the rim. No good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Who left in Houston? Luka Mute to the Clippers, Trevor Ariza to Phoenix. So, Jay, how do the Rockets adapt without 2 key wing defenders this year?
Well, other guys need to step up. I think you need to see P.J. Tucker step up. Gerald Green, we all know how explosive he is offensively, but he needs to make that applicable to the defensive end. Michael Carter-Williams is another big acquisition. He's a bigger guard. He can use his length to deter shots. And also another kid, Markel Brown. He played at Oklahoma State. Extremely athletic, explosive on the perimeter. If these guys can do it by committee, that might be enough to eclipse the Golden State Warriors.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Paul here against Steph. Gordon against KD. Deep two there, won't go. Durant across the timeline. His guy's up by 15. Harden into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Anthony. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Gordon's shot, no good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Draymond Green trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. Off the mark on his free throw. Paul with it up top. Down a bundle. To Harden. Paul. They work it to Capella. Down low. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Curry to Thompson. Curry to Thompson. Warriors with 4 to shoot. Oh, Capella up to block it.
Out of bounds.
Okay, they're lucky they get the ball. Paul to Harden. Fires the three. That's good D. Shot no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To Durant. To Green. 5 to shoot for Golden State. For 3. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Now Paul with the basketball. Trailing by 15. Nene to Anthony. Capella down low. Shot from the lane won't go. Thompson to bring it into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Yes, Klay Thompson. 4 out of 7. There will be no shortage of shots for Carmelo Anthony in Mike D'Antoni's offense, Jay. Why is it a good fit for Melo in Houston?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, if there's one guy you need to trust, his name is Daryl Morey. And the Houston Rockets at this juncture where Carmelo Anthony is in his relationship to his career. Playing with 2 pass-first type PGs in James Harden and CP3, who averaged a combined 12.5, 13 assists last year, will open up the floor extensively for Carmelo to knock down those jump shots.
free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. To Anthony. To Paul. Here comes the screen. Paul against the former Cougar. To Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Well defended. Livingston to bring it up. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Durant. Paul up to...
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Green. Durant. Offensive rebound to Shaun Livingston. Draymond Green, guarded by Carmelo Anthony. From long range. And the rebound pulled in by Capella. Rockets in control of the basketball. To Harden. Capella to Paul. Shot clock winding down. Get the cameras out. Flash on.
That's going to make a nice poster.
Livingston across the timeline. His guys holding the big lead. To Thompson. Livingston. Warriors with 4 to shoot. Oh, nice step through to get to the basket. Have we ever seen anyone like KD?
Easy answer. No, he's the greatest offensive threat we've ever seen in the game. He has a 7'5" wingspan, and he's doing things that Russell Westbrook does with the ball. We've never seen it before.
Harden, guarded by Livingston. To Paul. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Chance for Paul. Won't go.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Now a steal as the Rockets have it. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Let's get right into the action here. The Warriors entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Golden State Warriors. The Rockets may be in the building, but they did not show up for this game. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Houston Rockets.
Game track. Field goals.
The Golden State Warriors are keeping things simple, just making their shots. Easier said than done, of course, but it doesn't take an expert to know shooting more successfully than your opponents translates into wins.
Player of the half. Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
3 titles in 4 years, new arena next year, Jay, in San Francisco. Crazy to think that any of these Warriors would want to go anywhere else.
It's the way they've been leveraging their brand off the court in Silicon Valley. You see guys like Kevin Durant, who have 35 Media, his only media production company, also making a ton of investments. You see Stephen Curry and Andre Iguodala investing in E-Game Sports, amongst other things. I actually got a chance to host the Players Technology Summit with Andre Iguodala, where he talked about a multitude of things that he's invested in. They're able to leverage the business outside the business of sport, which is why I think they'll stay around in the Silicon Valley for a very long time.
Anthony to Capella. Rises for the slam. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
Livingston to Thompson. Durant had made his first couple, but he misses there. Paul across the timeline. His guys down big. Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper stays out. Durant, defended by Tucker. Livingston to Thompson. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time. Tucker, defended by Kevin Durant. To Paul.
Oh, I've been waiting for this matchup. Cutter, coming through.
To Harden. Beyond the arc for 3. Tough shot. Well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Here comes the screen. Durant, defended by Melo. The screen sets him up for 2.
I remember my high school coach said 1 man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Screen coming. Paul, defended by Draymond Green. To Harden. Going to launch beyond the arc. And James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
To Green. To Durant. Down to 5 on the 24. Thompson. Tough shot. He hits.
You know, someone had the audacity to ask Klay Thompson how he feels about being the 3rd or 4th option, and I love his response. He said, I don't care. When you're as efficient as me, my paycheck warrants it. And I think about a game he had this past year. 88.4 seconds of possessions, 52 touches, 33 shots, 11 dribbles for 60 points just in 22 minutes proves the reason why Klay is Klay.
Golden State at the controls. Livingston to Thompson. Green gets it in the left corner. Thompson. The rebound belongs to Houston. Anthony, a shot, no good. To Shaun Livingston. A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. Paul to Harden. James James Harden. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Livingston to Thompson. The shot blocked by Anthony.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
To Paul. Has a look. Pulls up for 2.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Klay Thompson. Capella's on him. Fires the 3. Few do it as well. Klay Thompson, hand in his face, strokes the 3.
Look, that shot was going up regardless of what the defender was trying to do. That's called a heat check.
Harden sizing up Damian Jones. From the painted area, won't go down.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
Thompson to Green. Down low Thompson. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Klay Thompson equals a jump shooting metronome. Catch, plant, and shoot, and there's no wasted motion from the waist up, which leads to him being one of the most efficient players in the league. He's led the league for 3 seasons in a row in catch and shoot opportunities. You'll probably want to run him off the three-point line, force him to put the ball down on the ground and make a play.
We get a whistle and a timeout by Golden State as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this 3rd quarter.
Nominations can be submitted on our team website.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Steph Curry guarded by CP3. To Thompson. To Curry. Five to shoot for Golden State. Trying to cash in. Off the mark. Well contested to Anthony. From the outside, no good. Curry to bring it up. He'll run the offense. To Green. Goes to the left side. Klay Thompson matched up with Paul. Anthony with the rebound. To Paul. Harden. They get it down to Paul.
Oh, he's dead. No! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Golden State. Into the game for Houston, number 42, Nene.
Anthony. Here's a chance from long range and knocks it down. Jay, the defender, tough to gamble that time beyond the arc.
What a smart play, and Ed, with barely no traditional low-post players left in the game, you have 10 players on the perimeter. When you have a guy who's able to utilize his step back, that helps get shots over people with length.
This day and age, very rarely is there a bad shot from the perimeter. Harden, defended by Jordan Bell. Here comes the screen. Anthony to Harden. Almost, and he's not getting the call. Another follow, still no good. Livingston to bring it up. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Thompson, down low Bell. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
Oh, nice find for the basket.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
It's Golden State basketball. Durant to Thompson. Probing the defense. Shot from the lane won't go. Anthony to Harden. James Harden. He's 3 for 7.
It just seems like one of three things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a three. Pick your poison.
Livingston, guarded by Carmelo Anthony. A couple of cracks at the line now.
Ed and I want to go home too, but fouls like that only stop the clock for all of us.
First one, count it.
Entering the game for Golden State, number 30, Stephen Curry. Subbing in for the Houston Rockets.
No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Anthony, here against Steph. Curling inside. Flushes it home. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first three quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Steph Curry picked up by Carmelo Anthony. To Shaun Livingston. Here comes the screen. Livingston. Curry. Textbook defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
The drive, right to the basket. He was hacked. They let it go. Knight into the front court. Down a bundle. Gordon matched up with Iguodala. To Anthony. Here comes the screen.
Screen right, screen right, screen right. You flash him, bump him.
Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Anthony, he was all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Curry, oh, he hits the three. Curry, no doubt, is a transformative player. Some say for the worst. Is there too much of a reliance on the three-point shot at all levels?
No, we're watching the game evolve, and Stephen Curry has been critical in changing the narrative. But I want kids at home to recognize that they see the finished product. They see somebody who makes 1,000 jumpers a day. And I love what Team USA is doing when they talk about removing the three-point line. It's imperative that kids have the right mechanics. If you have the right mechanics, your range will take care of itself.
Curry with the basketball. His guys holding the big lead. Livingston to Curry. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. To Curry. 4-3. And Stephen Curry. We say it time and time again. Not much the defense could have done there.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those three things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
That ends the third quarter. The Warriors with a commanding lead. It's the Rockets in control of the basketball as we start the fourth quarter, and they have really not shown up tonight. This has been a very disappointing performance.
I mean, they've been outplayed in every facet of the game, shooting, rebounding, even taking care of the ball. Even the managers of the opposing team are running out there faster to clean up the floor than their managers are.
To the basket is Harden, but his shot's no good. Warriors basketball.
Hey, locked up.
Steph Curry here against Knight. Lets it fly from long range. Misfires. It's no good. Gordon with it. Looking to make something happen. Harden here against Steph. James Harden now 4 for 9.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Steph Curry picked up by Carmelo Anthony. Cleans it up. That's blocked by Nene.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
James Harden trying to cash in. And the rebound comes down to Jones.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Steph lets loose and scores. Nice move, Jay. He has an uncanny approach to the game.
And did you see that? His eyes are his deadliest weapon. When he steps over half court, when he looks at the rim, that naturally throws a defender off. It makes the defender lean just a little bit. And just that millisecond of you wondering what he's going to do, splash is enough for him to exploit it.
To Harden. Has a chance. Just off the mark. Curry. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Anthony. Gordon sizing up Jordan Bell. To Harden. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Can't connect. To Curry. Has a look. Wide open look. Won't go.
This game is all about the small victories, though. The execution on that play was on point. You keep executing like that, those shots are going in eventually.
Changes coming from both sides right now. Eric Gordon at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Whoops. That won't go. Curry with the ball. Fires the three. Yes. Give the advantage to the shooter. His instincts are unnatural, But what makes him so good given the work he's put in?
The special thing about Stephen Curry is that his entire life he has practiced great habits. A lot of players practice and get up shots, but they don't practice the right habits, and that comes with the lineage. His father, Dale Curry, making sure that he puts in the time and effort, but the proper skill with the time and the effort.
Livingston, defended by Eric Gordon. To Curry. Livingston to Curry. 5 seconds to shoot. Stephen Curry with a look. Knocks it down off the step back.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Harden takes aim at Damian Jones. Good look that time, but off the mark. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Jordan Bell trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 68%. Oh, he can't connect. Harden. Gordon matched up with the two-time MVP. From the painted area, won't go down. To Curry. Knocks it down from mid-range.
There it is. The assist from number 9, Andre Iguodala.
Harden has it up the floor. Nothing going here on that drive. To P.J. Tucker. Short jumper off the mark. Green to Curry. Tough make through traffic.
Curry, obviously the greatest shooter we've ever seen. Yeah, I said it. But he's so good at driving and using his body to shield off the contact.
Capella to P.J. Tucker. Anthony, defended by Thompson. Here comes the screen. Anthony gets it down, stuffs it down with authority.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Steph Curry against Gordon. Nothing going here on that drive. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Thompson shakes free and hits.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that 3 despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
Capella. They get it down to Tucker. Warriors come away with it. Nice pass to set things up. And Steph, he can make that shot with his eyes closed. Wide open, knocks down the 3. Jay, he might be small, but against bigger and more athletic guards, how does he find a way to get it done?
Well, how about this? Last year, he shot 42% from behind the three-point line. That's his second lowest three-point shooting field goal percentage since he's been in the league. That's called first-class problems. And what that does, every time you step your foot over half court with unlimited range, it forces the defense to pick you up even quicker, which allows him way more room to operate on the offensive end.
Textbook Melo. Hand in his face, lets it fly, and scores.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Number 3, Chris Paul.
Iguodala, defended by Tucker.
For the Warriors.
To Curry.
5, Kevin Durant.
Oh, Capella up to block it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Capella to Paul. Off the mark.
I don't know why he rushed that shot. He was wide open. Take your time.
Curry into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Durant guarded by Clint Capella. To Curry. Durant. Off the iron. No good. Tucker against the former Finals MVP. To Thompson. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Clay isn't usually a guy that goes to the bucket. He usually pulls up for threes, but that was a nice, easy lay-in right there.
Paul to Harden. Defense making the ball handler work. Harden defended by Draymond Green. Anthony to Paul. And the rebound taken down by Green. Warriors have the basketball. Klay Thompson matched up with Harden. Probing the defense. Baseline drive.
Watch that back door.
Iguodala to the basket, but his shot won't fall.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
The screen sets him up for 2.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Durant matched up with Capella.
2 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
For 3. It's no good. Shots not going down. Paul into the front court. His guys down big. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. To Anthony. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Now that's a contest.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Paul to Anthony. To Paul. He buries it, creating space with the step back. Now the Warriors gonna call a timeout. High fives all around. This game is well in hand in the final minute. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor.
Number 15, Damian Jones.
Durant, defended by Tucker. to Thompson.
Ice.
KD for two. Cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code.
These breakdowns happen because a team lacks communication. You have to point towards your man, keep that butt towards the baseline, and make sure you communicate through every screen.
Harden to Paul. Harden to Anthony. Paul. Can't go down. Smothering defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
It's the Warriors who get the victory as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Warriors dominated this game from beginning to end. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they scored their points. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Golden State Warriors. The Rockets lost this game long before the final buzzer. And every team in this league loses games. You just don't want to lose them like this. I can already see a players-only meeting in their future. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Houston Rockets.
Game track. Field goals. Player of the game. Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.